I've been waiting for so long. Hey, how you doing? Grim, thank you for the self-care. Unshreckle your backs. It is session time. Okay. Right. So, we play a game on Saturdays sometimes. Sometimes it's on time. Sometimes Roll20 decides to be a crackhead about it and decide to lag the hell out.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
hello.
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 Yeah.
She lives. Sorry about the late start on that. It is now time to run a session, I guess. So, right. We last left off with you all conversing with one very scary, one very, uh, uh, maternal, I suppose, vampire lady. Hmm. So this is not business. Why are you? You. No, stop it. Okay.
Oh, I've been muted this entire time.
You have.
That's unfortunate. I said a lot of funny things.
Ripperoni.
Well, funny by my standard. So,
You are the fox funny. Okay. Swap that around because for some reason it's being a dickhead. Is that loading correctly? Yes, it is. Excellent. Most excellent. Okay. Right. So, last we left off, you guys talked to a scary vampire lady, and Mallory was getting in the habit of learning how to summon them devils, like some sort of devil summoner. What is the Shimigami Tensei? Anyway, uh, so
the door is that way.
kick you in the Shimigami Tensei.
Also, I don't know if I would describe the vampire lady as scary.
Well, I know you described her as mommy, which is
Yes.
accurate, both technically and literally. She described herself as being one of the most maternal vampires within Mordon, which, if that's people's standard for maternity here, that should already tell you enough. Uh, but, right, closing out the discussion that Karia Kanabos and Vark had with her as they sit within her study and she finishes ringing them out on negotiations. She will stand from her desk and go, as she adjusts her accent back to normal. Now, this has been a most fruitful conversation, and you have been most pleasant company. Three handsome, strapping lads here walking into my parlor in a way that few would dare to. I appreciate the company, and perhaps I'll see you in the future. Perhaps I'll see your heads mounted on pikes on the coast of the Titan's Arm, but we will see. I would be very, very careful about the steps you intend to take next. And I know you intend to be, but I also know you have no idea what you're getting yourselves into. So, good luck. She will then open up a drawer in the writing desk towards the window, sitting by the window. She begins to fish around in it for a second as the thing clatters, and she says, very few look to embroil themselves in the pit of vipers, and one thing I think you need to consider before you go there is you are not unknowns anymore. If I know things about you all, and I do, as a matter of fact, I know things particular due to my connections within the arm, about your friend, this, let's say, supposed mass murderer. Alleged. As well as her apparent quest to hunt after her father. I know about the particular connection that is embroiled there, and perhaps why this particular event unfolded. But you're resourceful people, and I trust you'll figure that out on your own. And she raises what looks to be... You're unsure at first. You think you might recognize it from a couple of weapon shop windows. It is a 4-pointed knife of some sort. It's a handle that juts off into 4 different spikes in cardinal directions. As she twirls it between 2 fingers, exercising legerdemain. And I would be very careful about what you do next, because if I know about your association and they've sent out bounty hunters, then they probably know about your association with Chaiko. Which means, to the authorities within the Titan's Arm, you are known quantities. Which also means you've been known to harbor Chaiko for months, if not years at this point. And I don't see how, in particular, you would be enthused about pulling this whole submitting her for a bounty gambit. But if you land shore and you try to convince them that you are turning her in for a bounty, they may completely ignore you and attempt to string you up just for aiding and abetting a mass murderer. One who, by the way, is accused of desecrating one of the most venerated rituals and festivals within the nation. A veritable spit in the eye of a god, if there was one. To those people, unless you have a very convincing alibi cooking up in your head, you may well be convicted yourselves. And you may either have to flee or cut a bloody path through the people of the Titan's Arm, and that will win you no friends. Consider this my final warning. And a little token to sweeten the bet and up the ante as she twirls the 4-sided knife around between her fingers one last time, and then proceeds to underhand throw it to one of you. I would say Vark if you were mentally present at the moment, but he seems to have dissociated again. Kanabos looks like a soft boy. She'll throw it to Karia. So yes,
Catch.
here's this
Kanabos is a
4-sided knife
soft
that
boy.
there's no safe way of grabbing, really. So yes, she'll toss it to you. It's not a hard throw, so like just like clapping it between your hands is not too much of an issue. Just a cursory look shows that it's a whatever it is. It looks like a set of blades of fine make. It's quite good craftsmanship. It's someone who's a appreciator of good weapons. And on top of that, it seems to thrum a little bit between your hands. There is magic present within this, from what you can tell.
And this is...
For your friend. I assume she'll be able to make the best use of it.
I see. Well, I will deliver it to her then, when I see her.
I look forward to seeing how this plays out. I will be very cross if you end up broiling the entirety of the Titan's Arm in war somehow, or in some sort of civil conflict. I will be very cross. I get quite a few very nice luxuries from there, and I have quite a few friends there. Don't damage my investments, please. Please and thank you.
It was never the intention. But
It rarely matters what we intend in this world.
precisely.
It matters more what you do. And we often do what we do not intend. Namely, I believe that is something of a good summary of much of what follows in all of your wake. Thus, my request. Now then, you handsome young boys, you have a date with Destiny, don't you? And with the Hangman's Noose, if you're not lucky. My maid will show you out. I hope you all have a lovely night. Thank you for the company.
We appreciate your time.
And she will give you a little toothy smile, and the door to the study will open. You will see the maid has popped it open, as if to beckon you all to leave.
I have nothing left here, Conobos.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said I have nothing left to do here, Conobos. Do you have anything?
No, I don't think I do. Other than thinking of a plan on what we can do now, considering our former plan is probably suicide. But we can think about that on the journey there.
We do have some time. Not much, but some. Well, then, if there's
Yeah.
nothing left, then we shall depart.
You have however many days it takes you to cross the ocean. Yes. With that, you guys, I assume, will then begin returning towards the ship. And with
Yeah,
that, we
I'd say so.
we switch focus over to Mallory, who's back at Beltway's Goods and Services.
We summoning demons out here.
Devils, thank you.
The demon words.
Yes. Well, to be be very specific, it is an important distinction what you intend to summon with the circle. But yes, so you guys, you and the frog, Belt, as he calls himself, with his big jaws.
my God.
Has spent the last couple of hours giving you a crash course in the particulars of summoning outsiders, and in this case, more specifically, devils. He is a little troubled by the fact that you don't have a name. All you have is a physical token. That helps with narrowing down exactly what devil you want to summon, but not having a name, not knowing their likes and dislikes, and also potentially not knowing their alignment, or like at least their typical like moral leaning, leaves you with a very unbalanced footing in this particular deal you're going to make. Beltway seems to just be sweating as much as a frog can, really, as he sets about trying to set up the ritual for this. He's got salt out. He's got what do you call it? What's the word? Begins with an A. I forget it. He's got powdered silver. He's got about as much as can help, and a mithril knife, which he basically says, if we have to use this, we're probably both already dead. So, let's not use it. He finishes creating the circle of salt, is sketching a diagram on the ground in chalk, one which he shares with you. He says is the all-purpose devil summoning diagram. In the future, should you know more about the devil, you'll be able to create one specific to binding them. You are already versed in Infernal, and so he doesn't need to teach you that, which already covers a big step there. As he finishes creating the circle and goes, okay, this bit, all on you. I'm going to stand near the door while this happens. The knife's there. There's a bowl of salt, a bowl of silver. If he starts getting nasty with you can toss them at him. But if that doesn't stop him, and he's too powerful, then I would start running too.
Okay.
Moments before disaster.
He will then say, okay, so there's a few passages in Infernal we have to say. Again, you adjust this based on the devil you're summoning. The more you know. You place the token in the center of the circle. Dead center, by the way. You do it a little bit off. There's a margin of error with the teleportation. It could end up with them outside the circle, which completely beats the purpose of the summoning. So it's got to be right in the middle. Now people say, why don't you just make a bigger circle? I tell them, why don't you just do it yourself then?
You
Now,
actually did think, why don't you just make a bigger circle?
I like this
like,
guy.
why did you make a bigger circle? Why don't you just rewrite the rules of magic? Fuck me, I guess. But it has to be a 5-foot diameter circle.
He's just talking to himself at this point. He just having
Dude's a
a
frog that
fucking-
lives in a mud house.
Probably
Probably
with
speaks.
a mud house in the
he
middle
prob-
of the city.
Yeah, well, it's a mud-coated inside of the house. It's on the outside. It's an actual house, but you get the impression this guy spends a lot of time talking to himself.
You could have made him a snail shaman.
He forgot to take his blood pressure medication.
I forgot my fucking gabapentin. My beta blockers run out. The pharmacy's not filling them.
My beta blockers.
I'm such a tadpole for this garb.
I'm so Sigma. I need
I'm so Sigma.
God.
Kill him. Okay, Mallory, you gotta kill him right now.
So we read off
Cass
these
is teaching
read off these passages again. You change them, but I'm repeating myself, but still important things to repeat. As he will then read off from a scroll of aged vellum, 3 lines in. I saw that, June. The 3 lines in Infernal. Basically, the first line is a greeting. The second is a request for summons, and the third is an entreatment to fair dealing. Effectively, it is a 3-passage contract that can be personalized. He does this, and as he speaks, the candles and the lanterns with glow bugs that are hanging from the ceiling begin to dim. And you're fairly sure at least a couple of the bugs seem to die as the act happens. The lights go low. The house rattles a little bit, increasing in intensity as bits of dried mud crumble off of the roof. One of the passageways above, made from mud and vines, detaches and comes down with a wet slap on the floor, thankfully not disturbing the circle. He's just, as he finishes reading the passages, the shaking intensifies. The salt in the circle seems to float upwards grain by grain, as if falling in reverse, and the silver token begins to float in the middle until it reaches about eye height for you. And then the windows fly open. Streams of fire fly inwards through the windows, through a high window up near the ceiling in the back of on the back of the building, long looking disused and dusty, explodes open as a stream of fire comes through, then through the front windows, through the door, past both of you, coalescing in the center around the silver token. Swirling in, colliding, bubbling, and then stretching and expanding until it becomes a fairly tall humanoid figure glowing with an eerie light. It is crimson in hue. And shall we? The light dims, the crimson abating. What peels through as the light dissipates is first a cane, gnarled, twisted, then solidifying to something more finely crafted, gilded, twirled, with a black handle. A long dark coat, then an undervest, slacks, loafers, and then a face. Jovial, not quite round, salt and pepper beard, slicked back black hair, and a pair of inquisitive, perhaps even mocking eyes that glances around the shop. Oh, now. This is new. He speaks in fluent, even, it would say, strongly affected infernal. He looks around. He sees the disarray that the shop is in, and then he looks to you and to Belt. Well, I could have sworn This is not the Eyrie. Tell me, would one of you happen to be a large red dragon in disguise?
Ah.
Because if not, I am very confused.
The large red dragon that you speak of gifted this token to me.
This token, he says as he holds up the silver coin.
Yes.
Glances at it. Flips it between 3 fingers before it disappears. I would have never guessed Orthos to be the kind of person to gift anyone anything. Either he's changed a bit, or there's something you're not telling me.
Well, I did summon you to strike a deal. It would be, how would I say, a little unfair if I gave away information for free.
But that is true, yes. How you acquire the coin is of little import to the proceedings at hand. The fact that you have it means either you took it from Orthos, which in most cases I would very much doubt, or it was handed to you willingly, or stolen, perhaps. That's a feat of itself. But no, we are here to bargain. And you have the token, which means you wanted to bargain with me. Specifically. You knew the significance of it. So regardless, let's deal. What do you want?
I want you to support me in I have oh god, I don't know what to say. Okay. I want revenge on those who wronged me, and I wish for assistance in that. Your assistance.
Nice. Hmm.
However, the bargain that I want to strike does not need to be final. I would I would like to offer a contract that could be freely modified should both parties agree to it at any point, at any time.
He leans against his cane and taps a gloved finger to his lip. Open-ended contract. Don't get those often. We do sometimes, but not often. Many don't have the confidence to strike an open-ended contract with the devil. Too much room for abuse. Both ends. How would I stand to gain the benefit from this? What would you pay me in? You know what I would want the most. But you don't seem like the type who would want to give me that.
I am certain that you're right. But I could give you something a little bit more sustainable than that. Of course, it's the same type of what you're referring to, if I'm guessing correctly. But it'll be in greater quantity over time. And it is directly tied to my ideas of revenge.
Oh.
Consider it as, if I were to put it in appropriate terms, shares of a company. I'll give you a portion, and the rest is mine.
Now that is a unique offer. I think the only... I've seen 2 people attempt something similar in the past. One did not end very well. The other is cursed with eternal life.
Well, whether I live long or don't, it doesn't really matter to me.
Ah, I see. Now, I think I have an idea what you're driving at. We could make this work. We could use previous contracts like that as precedent. Now, I have no intention, or I have no particular motivation to distinguish between the more or less successful ones. Unless, of course, you can offer me appropriate remuneration for extra services rendered. Of course, I cannot work for free, even for this, let's say, seed operation to get your idea off the ground. I assume this is going to be not immediate.
No, it is not.
I see. Then you're simply wishing to approach me for my investment ahead of time, before your larger schemes get off the ground.
Yes. And the amount you invest will be tied to the amount that you're entitled to.
Ooh.
Once returns are made.
Scalable returns, I see. Now that is tempting.
Mhm. Mind you, that you're not the only devil that I am capable of requesting this of.
Delta, do you intend to bring multiple devils in on this deal?
Well, it is just a share. It's also important to spread out my options.
Hmm.
Especially in a growing company, multiple investors are
I
you
hope
know,
your projections are quite generous because there are a few devils who will not abide a small cut of the pie, no matter if it's proportionally small or actually small. But count me interested. When you start getting your operation off the ground, and you wish for a bit of infernal reinforcement and my expertise, call on me. As you will once more, the silver coin will be between his fingers. Most notably, you see smoke wisping up from where it's clasped between his thumb and forefinger, but he seems to pay it no mind as he flicks the silver coin back towards you.
what's your name?
He, one of his hand that previously held the coin just kind of comes up as if in acquiescence. Says, so close.
Hmm. Well, I suppose it's up to me to learn it.
I can at least give you my moniker. I, of course, will not turn over my true name. And if at some point you should learn it, that is appropriate, though a failure on my part, and if it should happen, that'll be deserved. You may refer to me as Red Flames Hugh, though those I consider close to me simply call me Hugh.
Okay. I've noted it.
Excellent. Well, I'm a little disappointed that I can't immediately collect any sort of payment. Consider my interest peaked. Though there is still the matter of my consultation fee for today. I came here under the understanding that I was going to strike a deal, and earn my keep. And no devil summoning comes free of charge. And since you don't seem to have any sort of personalized ward, he says as he glances down at the salt circle, I am left with a surprising amount of wiggle room here. He taps around at it with his cane, comes close to the salt circle, and a barrier of green light stops it short. Leans, he pushes against it, and the green barrier seems to indent like rubber as he pushes against it. And for a moment, you think he's going to punch through it before he pulls back.
Let's see.
But I'm feeling whimsical today.
Well, I'm still willing to strike a deal.
Oh. Then, is there anything you want more in the short term? What can Hugh do for you?
Perhaps the method of storing souls of the people I slaughter. or storing souls of the people that offer them to me.
Hmm.
It's something that I can use to barter with you for any future consultations, and future deals for much more immediate returns.
That would be convenient. Hmm. It would potentially draw the ire of both celestials and devils if they find out a mortal is going around hogging souls. There'll be quite a few of the divine inclination that will be quite unhappy with that. I question the wisdom of such a thing. Are you sure any of your... I would have to assume you're not going to tackle this particular issue alone. Do you travel in company that would oppose such a thing?
Well,
Because otherwise it will have to be something a bit more subtle. The extraction of a soul upon death can be, when not done by a devil or a celestial, can be rather painful. And noisy.
wait,
I have a solution. There just so happens to have been a devil, not too long ago, that crossed a line with me, you say, as he magics the cane away, clapping his hands together. What do you say to having a +1 to get to travel with you?
sure.
Most excellent. At which point he will then snap his fingers, and an ashtray will fall into his hand.
Damn, he was burning cigarettes on that guy.
This individual, previously known as Calm Waters Flow, or Flo, as he let his friends call him, attempted to double-cross me. Specifically, he attempted to steal some of my investments. As he will then tighten his hand around the ashtray, which you can still see there's some burning embers within it. And rather than shattering like porcelain, it smushes like putty. Normally, if I were to hand you a device for the extraction of souls, it would be something of magical make, and those tend to not work too well. And for the entrapment of a soul, it doesn't do well beyond a single soul. And such items are usually meant with the idea of keeping the consciousness intact, which is rarely important when you're trading. As a matter of fact, one could even consider it humane to eliminate the consciousness of a soul being handed to a devil. Because anything else might be considered cruel and unusual, but I do not particularly care. As he then squishes the demon or devil putty around between his fingers and rolling it. Before then twisting it, stretching, and arranging it around. And then before you know it, there's this sort of coiled, almost looks like worked gold. Seems to eye it with one eye, and then look towards you, one eye closed, kind of holding it up as if to compare you and the item. It says, I think this will make for a very fashionable trinket. As this coiled, almost serpent-like bit of worked gold to the eye. At the very end, there seems to be a snake head that gleams with a single sapphire eye. I think this will make a nice accessory for that horn of yours. And I think it will look quite noble when, as you steal the souls of your enemies and your devotees, its eye will shine with the light of the moon.
Hmm.
As he will then... Well, he can't really toss it at the circle. So he will place it down on the ground, just at the edge of the circle. While that is within use, a small portion of the energy it siphons shall be sent back to me, using Flo's corpus as a channel for that. It'll make the process smoother, much less obvious, and probably less disconcerting to onlookers, witnesses. It'll probably mean you'll have to kill less witnesses. Well, that
Perfect.
means less souls. It also means less trouble. And I'll consider that my little tithe for that deal. And an advance payment? Not quite the right word. A payment in lieu for this meeting. I will charge for further meetings, and I will be less permissive then. But I like your ambition. I wouldn't have struck so many deals with Orthos. Yeah, I didn't find that a particularly admirable character trait. I look forward to your revenge. And if something should happen, well, I won't be the one to stand in the way of your grandmother, but I'll have fun. I'll have fun watching on. Good luck forming your cabal, as he will then bring his cane back into existence with a flash of fire, tap it on the floor. Now, if you'd be so kind as to dismiss me.
He glances toward toward the frog like,
Yeah, Belt is just fucking terrified. He's just like over by the counter going, we can get rid of him now? Cool, okay, yeah. As he then speaks one last passage in Infernal, one that is basically, he's like, our contract is fulfilled, you may return to your home, and then he will clap his hands once, and Hugh will dissipate in a burst of flame that flash fires a bunch of the mud and clay sticking to the walls, immediately making it hard as pottery. Which Belt will look to you. Now, can we discuss hazard pay?
hazard pay.
Professional joke, forget it. Anyway, is that it? That's everything?
Yes, that's all.
Oh, know how to pick 'em, kid.
So I can't understand this guy. What did he say?
He's like, you know how to pick 'em.
You
kid.
know how to pick them, kid.
Ah, yeah.
He's difficult to understand now because he's so afraid his frog pouch has inflated.
He will actually like. Gizzard gets a little full when
Poor
he's scared.
guy.
Right. Okay. So that's 700 gold in total for everything included. Already paid and accounted for. Right. More lessons in the future before you leave. We're gonna get that down pat before you end up blowing up half a country or something. This is one of the first times anyone has heard Mallory laugh, I think. It is
I
not.
think so since the
it's-
campaign started.
Yeah, it is not a fun laugh. At which point, yeah, Belt will say, okay, great doing business with you, kid. All right. It's just, not on his best froggy feet at the second. But yes, unless Mallory has something else he wishes to discuss with Beltway, or with Belt, I will consider that finished.
Yeah, that's it.
Excellent. Okay. Mallory is gathering a cabal of devils.
Yeah, now for my kill list from Pekinia. I'm gonna get to that real quick.
Ooh.
My kill list.
Mm-hmm. Hit list even. Quite literally actually. But yes, so you all convene, I would say, right around as evening hits. As all of you are back on the ship. Flick, I assume at some point stopped flexing in front of the entire crew to start getting work done. Probably, crew morale is at an all-time high.
More than likely.
Yes, crew morale is at an
Economy just
all-time
has gone
high.
back.
As as the sailors have gotten ever more enthusiastic. And also, some of the crew has been replenished after the fight, as some support crew and also all of the kobolds died. Most of the kobolds died. There's like 6 of them were left.
That's
They
rough.
undergo mitosis. It's fine.
They do undergo mitosis. That's fair.
Mitosis. Okay. Now the question is, after you guys are finished here in Mordan, do you intend to stop in at Strasbourg really quick, or do you intend to shoot right towards the Titan's Arm?
Well, it wouldn't take a couple of months to get up to Strasbourg.
No, because you have a boat
I
and
was
they have
gonna
a
say,
they have a
we
port
just
now.
wanna.
Well, that's right. I think it'd probably be all right to stop by Strasbourg. Just give it deets, I guess. I don't know if we have much to do. Well, it would be good to see the mines up and running. What?
I could just send a Jasper just to check in on them, and if they need something, we could go. But if they're like, we're fine, we don't need anything, just checking in on them.
So you're very muffled, June.
She's on she had to swap to her phone real quickly.
Okay.
But
Makes
basically
sense.
she was saying I can send a sending and see how things are going over there. And if things are fine. I think the only reason we would need to go, or I would at least, or Karia rather would need to go, is simply just to check in on his investments with the mine.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
But
yeah, it's up to you if you want to. I just want to stop in real quick. If you want to reinforce in any way, yeah, it's up to you.
I mean, I'm fine with going if everybody else is.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure,
No.
I guess.
No, I'm gonna
I-
pull us
I-
directly with Erudite now.
What's it called? I guess I should more realistically say I have no qualms if you do or don't.
Okay then. Yeah. You guys can always just stop in the port for a bit to give a situation update. You don't necessarily have to make the full trip up to the village. The request, at least from Nida, was to just stop in once in a while and just let them know how you're doing.
Yeah.
Plus, there's always the there's the option to reinforce yourself to make up for the lack of kobolds. If that is actually a concern of yours, for all you know, they might have more might have popped out of the ground while you guys were gone. Yes.
kobold infestation.
Mm-hmm. So they undergo mitosis. But yes, sounds like you guys will be being a quick stop in there.
Sounds like a good plan, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then it'll be roughly a second. One, two. No, gotta hold shift before I do it. So, roughly 800 kilometers. And the ship's speed is 90 feet, which is roughly a 2-week voyage up the coast. At which point you stop in at the port in Borderline. Thankfully, without any sort of event happening, you're not stopped by pirates, you're not stopped by inquisitors, you're not stopped by mercenaries, you're not stopped by sea monsters.
Excellent.
You stop in at the port very quickly. Some of the folks, they see you coming, they welcome you in. You do a quick resupply of food just to make sure you're topped up. Repairs are finalized. And it seems that more people have been coming to Portaline, both to reinforce the town as the mining industry is booming here, but also people looking for you guys. And a few of them, if there would be adventurers, sailors, acolytes, came here specifically looking to hop on your ship the next time you guys came through. Ideally, it takes a little bit of care to try and vet a few of them, but doesn't even try with the kobolds. As, yes, there's a fresh cult of kobolds waiting for you here. They seeming to have made the trip up here, following the story of the dragon.
Good. They found us.
Mm-hmm.
Karya just starts crying.
Look at
One
that,
day I will-
Karya. Your name's getting now spread around.
Yes, and while this is good, this has downsides. Anyways, let us get the downsides on board.
Yeah, so Bringback is quick to take them into the fold, initiate them in the culture of the clan, what their mission statement is, who's important, who to be scared of, who to bother for food and snacks, and who to stay out of reach of, namely Big Back whenever he's hungry. Yeah. He, of course, names himself Big High Leader of the Dragon's Cult, says that there is the Dragon's Voice, that being the big one. There is the Dragon's Temper, which is the fancy one, and the Dragon's Bride, which is Siren. And then also points towards Chaiko and says, and that's the backup.
Hey, who's the fancy
Am
one?
I
What was it?
near?
Wait, who's the fancy
Uh,
one,
you-
and what were they?
Kanabos is the fancy one. He's the Dragon's
Yes.
Temper.
Timber.
Temper.
Temper.
As in,
What's it
he's
called?
he's the voice of reason.
I have to ask. Am I nearby? Do
I
I
mean,
hear
you're on a boat together.
the
It's a big
backup?
boat.
Yeah.
Would you be present for it? I don't know. They might be below deck scuttling about getting initiated.
Kara, I feel a striking sudden urge to go kobold fishing.
Why would you go fishing for more of them? I thought you hated them. Is what Coral
No,
says.
no, they're the bait. No.
Ah, I
They're the
see.
bait.
Carry on.
I swear
Pray
these
you are.
kobolds are
Pray
going to be
you are
dead to
muted.
themselves.
He is not muted, so I assume he is currently not present. Shame. Okay.
Oh, sorry, he had to take a call. He's coming back.
All good. Right. Continuing on. You guys restock, resupply, reman, re-kobold. And then, after doing a quick message, getting checked in, you will get a update that, yeah, the trade is going along well. The town is expanding. They're looking to get a proper defensive structure around the area. The ex-bandits, now turned town guards, seem to be doing a good enough job, though. They are known to, on occasion, slack off a little bit. Though the new influx of people, and on top of that, people looking for place on the like a position on the guard, among other things, has led to an expansion of the facilities and a few more people who are a bit more diligent in the work. So there's something at least.
Yeah, I was wondering how the bandits were doing. I mean,
Yeah.
holding up for what it
Keith
seems.
seems to be keeping them relatively decently in line. There's only so much you can do with a bunch of bunch of ex-cons who were pretty convinced that they were all going to die. But they seem to have taken well to the new life.
Well, good.
Yep, they got
Look
a
at
new.
that.
There's a new set of there's new children that are coming in with the fall. So there's a new wave of births. There's just the end of harvest. There's a small communal dinner festival basically going on in the town at the moment. And there was actually a troubadour group that had passed through recently and was playing music and came in just in time for that. So they've had some entertainment in town recently in the form of music and dance, chicanery. So that was nice. They received your updates as well as your intention to be in the Titan's Arm in the near future. And it doesn't take long after that. Loading up with some of the coal, which has been mined out of the shafts. Knowing that you guys use that as a primary fuel source for your ship, anytime they hit a coal vein, they do make sure to mine some and set it aside. You guys restock, and you're back on your way towards the Titan's Arm. This is a somewhat unfamiliar path for you all. This course is going to take you more or less right across the Mirror Sea. This is normally a very ill-advised trip for most ships, unless they run either solely off of manpower and have the people on board to make that work, or they have some other alternative form of locomotion. Because there is no waves and no breeze across the big intersection of the Mirror Sea. It's called as such specifically because it is flat and placid. It is calm as a puddle across the entire Mirror Sea. Nobody knows quite why that's the case. They know that it makes sailing vessels next to impossible to navigate across it. It is only through either previous quick thinking or the use of magic that they've managed to turn around and save themselves. Trips to the Titan's Arm are usually done either circumspect of the Mirror Sea or by sticking close to the northern coastline where there is still a breeze and still waves. This does mean that the routes around the coastline take longer and are often more packed with ships during heavy trade season, or the waters next to the Yucatanian and the Quadranon waters. Their borders tend to be a little full sometimes, making them sometimes rather hotly contested, and turn them into priority trade route lanes. You, however, with your engine, have a much better shot at just cutting straight across the Mirror Sea, something that has been dreamt of but not achieved in some time. And such was the initial conception behind this coal-powered engine, these paddle boats. No doubt, Guillermo has put the original to some use in the same capacity. As you coast by the coast of Spunkislautern, you spy that it is far less frigid than the last time you came by here. You still spot what looks to be on the coast the rotten, hollowed-out remains of previous villages that attempted to cement themselves and build themselves upon the coast there. You also spot a couple places what look to be small but inhabited villages. Hamlets, honestly. Little fishing hamlets and attempts at putting down stakes in this section of the world that is reminiscent of what Strasbourg perhaps was once upon a time. They seem to struggle far more than Strasbourg of current day and year. And you continue to chug and putter along. As that is, say, how much would it be? Yeah, that's another 2 weeks of travel, so it's been another month. And here's the big question. Were you intending to dock in the Titan's Arm? The nation state in the arm that has the most ports would be Fietsmar. It has also got the strongest trade relations and has the most well-developed port towns out of the entire arm. It is not the only place where you could potentially dock. Barbasholt does have a port. It is not known for being a particularly urban port, but it does receive ships. Most ships choose not to dock there, though, because it means an extended trip along the coast, potentially through dead water patches. And also just dealing with the notoriously brusque people of Barbasholt, which not everybody looks forward to. And some people may very well not buy your products, though trade is a secondary consideration for you. And there's also Lotusmean, which is further south, closer to Hugaton, and perhaps a little less immediately developed and possibly obvious compared to Fietsmarn. But if you're looking to show up and turn Chico in, either Lotusmean or Fietsmarn might be your best bet. Lotusmean has is known to be home to a great many justice officers and magistrates. Fietsmarn is known to just in general be quite developed and have a lot of ports of access.
Did we get a name from that noble? Like, by the way, the one that helped us out near Vladidovsky.
From the diplomats.
Yeah.
Name.
Did we get like a name of their faction as well, or anything like
No,
that?
I don't
Or
believe so. If I did, I don't recall. Should have made a note of it. Why do you ask?
because I think it would probably be a good idea if we can go to a place where we might have some friends at.
I would say, if you want to know, I would say it would be a knowledge local from Chico, as a matter of fact, to attempt to deduce where a good place to meet people from that faction might be.
Hector. Bleh. Yeah, I rolled 19.
19. Okay. Chico knows that each of the nation states of the Titan's Arm have particular clans that are well known within them. And usually the clans have a particular craft they specialize in, some role they play within the arm, or some sort of field they specialize in. Chico knows of the Humke clan within Lotusmean. They are generally known as being a clan of diplomats and light-hearted storytellers, which fits with the fox that you met. And if you had to guess where their allegiance might lie, the generally affable Humke would fit pretty well.
I see.
Oh, we should probably head in that direction because you got friends there,
Yeah.
or at least if not
Make the
friends,
most
at least
sense.
allies.
I'm going to want a profession check, specifically from Flick.
Yes. Mr. Perception.
Not perception, profession.
Profession. Oh, my bad. Gravity rule. 19.
19. At a certain point within the Mirror Sea, as you chug along a uninterrupted stretch of flat water with no waves, no clouds, no wind, no landmarks, you begin to notice that you're perhaps a few hours too late. That your compass has slowly been drifting in a counterclockwise fashion. You have been chugging in circles for hours. And have effectively lost a good chunk of time, possibly even a full day's worth of travel and fuel. Something about the Mirror Sea seems to mess with your navigation equipment.
Oh.
It is once night comes in and you're able to see these constellations above that you're able to correct your course finally. It does, however, mean that when the stars are not out, your compass can no longer be relied upon to keep true north and navigate by. And with nothing on the horizon, no landmarks, nothing but flat water in all directions, this may travel across the breadth of the Mirror Sea, take significantly longer.
Well, if we can find our true north at night, we can probably, and if we know we're going north, we could probably know where north is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence why Flick, like, as soon as like navigation equipment starts like getting all funky, he's like, okay, let's just wait till it's dark enough, then we can like watch the stars and make our way via them.
Yeah, and then once we know which place is north, we already know we're going west.
Mhm.
So it's pretty. We have.
Afterwards, you can
Then we have a means.
you can also navigate your way by the sun whenever it's not noon.
That is true.
However, problem is,
You know,
even if you calibrate and aim yourself in a particular direction, the problem, it's an interesting, or it's a difficult thing to describe.
Is there just something that kind of just magnetizes or pulls towards?
Well, that's not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to is the fact that even once you orientate yourself by a specific, like, by a specific like standard or measurement, even on foot or on ship or by plane, little adjustments and little minor body movements often lead to anything but a perfectly straight line, even if you initially intend to. And people without landmarks who set themselves in a particular direction often find themselves deviating heavily, even though they think they're moving in a perfectly straight line. This is a unfortunately common phenomenon that has gotten a lot of people lost in the past.
Let's try it anyway.
Yep. That said, with careful diligence and a little bit of lost time, and a little bit of standing still under the heat of the beating noon sun, as you wait for it to shift and allow you to judge when it goes from east to west. You are able to make adjustments when necessary. There are times when you are sailing ahead and it just seems like you're on the right. You're on the, oh god, name escapes me. You are on the right direction, and then the sun finally shifts, or the stars come out, and it turns out you've been like 20 degrees off your heading for some time. So you have to adjust and then recalculate, and then with Kanabos's geography skills, keep a loose projection and a lot of math to update your projected location on the map. And it takes a lot of tracking and a lot of guesswork.
This could have been easily circumvented by us just going straight until we hit the coastline in the west, and then we followed the coastline down.
You could have done that, but
That is
also
true.
it going just straight again could have just led to you going south.
We would have probably even hit land eventually.
Eventually,
Hit a coast.
just a
And
matter
then
of
Yes.
when, and if it's in a place you want to be.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
could have helped a little bit, but yeah, anyways.
That said, though, it is plain that there is something at play here within the Mirror Sea that is screwing with your instruments as well as your kind of intuitive sense of direction. Normally, normally your instincts are pretty dead set on when it comes to navigation. You're starting to understand why this place is such a nightmare for ship navigation, even when they don't rely on sails. You do eventually escape the unending flats of the Mirror Sea, leaving the dead water and finally hitting the flowing coast along Feetsmarn.
Mm-hmm.
It has been another 3 weeks. The food is about half depleted. You are almost out of fuel. It takes another 2-3 days before you finally find yourself within spotting distance of one of Lotus Mean's only major ports, specifically one that could fit a ship of your size. And it is to the relief of the crew when you finally pull in, thankfully unmolested by bounty hunters or anything really. So many of the crew were constantly afraid that something horrible was going to rise out of the Mirror Sea, because among sailors there is a sort of superstitious belief that still waters run deep, and if the Mirror Sea is so large and so still, what must rest at the bottom of it? They spent much of the time venturing over the Mirror Sea, dreading the other shoe dropping. Thankfully, nothing happened. And so you make landfall at the port that lies at the barrier or the border between Feetsmarn and Lotus Mean. Setting down anchor, pulling into a larger pier. And stopping in The Titan's arm is hard to describe for those that haven't grown up there. From this distance, you can see the port itself. It is mostly built out of wood with slate roofing and in some cases straw. You don't see a lot of ships in port here for this one, but you do see quite a lot of low, long houses making up the port town. The port itself is densely populated. You see there are a lot of people going to and fro from here. In the distance, you see mountains popping up towards the south. Outside the town limits are long grassy plains and what look to be cattle feeding in the distance. And here and there are thickets and forests of massive cedar trees. The wind carries the smell of freshly fallen leaves and what smells like braised meat. You fall into port. You take care of the usual stuff. Before you guys start disembarking or engaging in any of the official business here, is there anything you want to do before you leave the ship? I do mean that for all of you.
You know, I wanted to do this bit where the entire time while Chico's on the arm, she was going to do the funny thing we haven't seen in many a session. But now I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking, would it be disingenuous to do it right now? How would the locals react?
Good question.
And that's making me
Putting on a
hesitant
front?
to do it. Hmm?
Are you talking about putting on the not the
Two-Face act.
Chinko?
Chi and
Yes.
Aiko.
Oh, however long it's been since you've heard me, or yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but again, from the locals' perspective, if I'm a very big bad individual, I feel like that would not put any balls in my court, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Then what do you want to do?
Be a panicky mess.
Makes sense. This would be a great source of anxiety for I think anybody in your position.
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you guys lead her off the ship in irons?
Probably, right?
Well, here's my concern. If we have the best chance of making us look fine, then yes. We have.
Wow.
But, well, here's the thing, right? Because Desmond's mom had a good point. There is a very high chance the Titans Army look at us and go, "You were abating a criminal," and you found out, and you still did. But if we come in bringing her in irons, that may waive some suspicion. But if we let Chico put on a mask and she walks around camouflaged, and then that gets revealed, that could be bad for every single one of us, and we'd have to cleave our way out of the Titan's arm, which I don't think is a good look.
Yeah,
Terrible-
I
it'd be
think
a very
if we
bad
bring
look,
her
and
in,
The Titan's arm is very well
if
regarded by many other nations.
yeah,
So I think bringing you in irons is probably the best idea. But yes, go on, Jude.
Well, that would also give us an in to possibly hold our own investigation into what actually happened and why she was framed and who's the one actually behind it and what happened to her dad. And also, if they say, oh, you're equally as guilty because you were harboring a criminal even after you found out, we can explain, no, we didn't know. She held this information from us this entire time and tricked us. We only found out recently, and once we found out, we made our way here. We're gonna need some like charismatic diplomacy skills there, maybe with Mallory and Canobos.
Hmm.
That's valid.
You can say
And to be fair,
format.
we did have those mercenaries come after us, but even them, we told them she signed on with us because she owes us something to do. Once we're finished with that, we're gonna bring her back. By all accounts, that doubles down our point.
Well, yeah, because we can say, oh, she signed on with us. We require her to do something for us. But then in the middle, we found out that she was a criminal. So we're like, okay, once you finish doing this thing for us, because you already signed the contract, we're turning you in.
Okay.
Because we're like a mercenary group and we want to get our money's worth, you know, or something like that.
Hmm.
Well, at least in Kari's case, it's I have honor, and we need to clearly right these wrongs. And that might look good. But righting these wrongs doesn't necessarily mean to admitting her guilt. I think it's probably the best way, but at the end of the day, the decision is Chaiko's.
I think it's yours.
I
As
think
a group, it's your decision.
it
Well,
really
yeah, but
is.
Chaiko's neck is the one on the line here.
Hmm.
I'm going to say something that I'm not a big fan of, but should at least put some ease on your shoulders. Worst comes to worse, the chains on me, putting me in chains is not a bad idea. Worst comes to worst, I can turn into a fox and scamper off. Not that I want to do that, but
It saves your life.
It will immediately incriminate you if you do that.
yes, I know. Whoever said that, be
I
it
would say
DM
Adelia said
or
that.
some other
but
character.
I meant to say that
Yeah.
as an out of character thing, but yeah, sure, Adelia says that.
Yeah. Yes, I know. I don't want to do that. But it's more so something for you, points towards motions towards the group. I don't who wants to be in chains, am I right? But if it helps eases you, all of you at any degree, God, I can get out. I have a few ways. Not that I want to, but if I sound like I'm panicking, I feel like I'm panicking. I really am panicking.
Siren cautiously, gently approaches Chaiko and puts a hand on her shoulder and goes, I can't imagine you'd want to be put in chains. It's not comfortable. And I frankly wish you weren't in this situation at all. If you can think of a better idea, I'm open to going for it. But this is really not to try and torture you. We need some kind of an in to get in with the people that may be behind this for real. Unfortunately,
About
if
the
you're really
only other
against it,
better. I was gonna say, about the only thing that's better than me being in chains is my head.
well, we're not going to let that happen. Absolutely not.
So, and then he'll kind of jangle the chains. Shall we?
Let's do it.
If you'd like, I can place an enchantment on the chains that will protect you in the event that anyone decides to attack you while they're on.
No, no. The less interference is the better. If that does go off, someone does attack me and it goes off, that's going to imply at minimum you as a cohort of mine, and at worst, everyone.
Well, I doubt they can trace back the origin of the enchantment. But I won't then.
No. Before we do everything, I'm going to do something very funny here.
Hmm.
I'm going to look at Kit and say, please stay on the ship and do not step out. Do not leave the ship.
Kit has been
I'm
watching this from the sidelines for a bit and has not been very visible for the whole trip here to the Titan's Arm, but is here when the ship is about to dock, and her eyes are made from a kind of black and beady glass that stares back, and her expression is hard to read because it's both vulpine and not made to express itself, not in terribly human ways. But there is a palpable measure of forlornness. Continue.
listen. If things go awry, if I end up in a not so great situation, I need someone I can trust to help get me out, right? She puts on a very obviously fake smile.
Kit approaches you and seemingly at a loss for words, just throws her arms around your legs. And for a second, she clutches onto them.
The fox will take in a deep breath. With one hand, places on her head and say, listen, everything's gonna turn out fine, I promise. Before you came along, we've gotten into some very, very dire situations. Yet, we made it out every single time. This is just another dire situation, and we just need to get out it, just like always.
She seems unconvinced, but she nods.
Internally here, it takes a liar to know a liar.
Yeah, so it does. Kit will detach herself.
Oi, out of
from
my
your-
head. Oi, out of my head.
That's your conscience speaking.
Again, out of my head, I don't need you.
Kit detaches herself from your leg and takes a step back as Kari approaches with the chains. The manacles in this case are heavy and somewhat rusted. They bind around your wrists. Not terribly tightly, but they do weigh them
Come on,
down.
Karya. you couldn't spare the fancy chains for me?
He had to run to the bathroom.
Hmm.
But I'll respond. Karia says,
used
I
the
would
good
love to
ones on
put
my
these
wife.
chains on you.
Yeah, I would love to use
Karia
these chains on
affixes.
you, backup wife.
Once I find that kobold, I swear. Wasn't it Big Back?
No, it was.
Once
it was
I get my
Bringback.
girl. What? I'm about to make him get brought back twice. Is all I'm about to say.
And this time he doesn't have Harry. But yes, it sounds like Chaiko's getting put in chains, and Frog marched down the deck.
Bit of a pro tip, Chaco. Make it seem like you put up a fight.
Let's go. My adoring fans await me.
Also, real quick, it's not the state of Chaiko's dad is not confirmed, right? Because I know we were like, oh,
Mhm.
he's deceased. Oh no, he's okay. Oh no, he's deceased. We've not confirmed that, right?
It is confirmed that he is
Er-
somewhere in the Titan's arm. Is he alive?
Okay.
You don't know. Where exactly in the Titan's arm that is, you don't know.
Okay.
It could just be his body is being stored somewhere. It's
Yeah.
been some time since, so unless that's a skeleton, that someone is for some reason keeping in a place, could be assumed he's still alive, but there is no guarantee.
Hmm.
And it has also
Does
been
the
some
spell
time.
scrying?
Hmm?
Does the spell scrying work on deceased?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Proceed.
It only stipulates a creature. Doesn't stipulate living creature.
Okay, very fun questions.
Mhm.
Are housebound spirits a thing in Pathfinder, or is there something equivalent?
Something
Sorry,
like that.
housebound spirit?
Like
Yes.
brownies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or Zashiki Warashis.
There's a few names for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. I'm not too big of a fan of that idea.
So, Chaiko was put in chains, and she is frog marched down the gangplank. Depending on how this goes, it is quite possible Chaiko might be removed from play for some time. Are you okay with this, Jules?
Yep. Partially due partially the reason why I kinda had Kit stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
I
kinda
was
That's
gonna
fair.
say, if she does get removed from play because she's imprisoned, you would be able to take over as Kit.
Yeah, that's kinda why I was like, hey Kit, stay behind. I might need a second player. I might need a second account.
I need to get on my ult real quick. Sorry, guys.
I gotta click onto my alt. My main got banned.
My main got temp banned. Probably if it goes wrong, could be perma banned. God.
For the sake of the potential of Chaiko getting put out of play for a wee bit, can I say I put all my money in some place that Kit has access to?
Sure. If you wanted to
I
put
assume
it,
you're putting most of
Cool.
your valuables.
yeah, knowing you're
Yeah.
going into jail, you probably want to not let them take all that off of you.
Yeah.
But in an offshore account.
Mm.
Especially
Yeah,
because if
offshore
worst comes to
on the boat.
worst, we can just Yeah, we might need that to hire a good damn lawyer.
Yeah. You do have lawyers on speed dial, though. No,
That's true.
Kanabos has
Yeah.
a spell. Yeah.
Kanabos has the spell, yeah. Now they might not be versed in this type of law, but we can summon. We'll summon Desmond's mom.
Well, no,
Like, yeah,
that's
you know the
that's
Titans are.
that's in the spell. If you summon a vampire lawyer with a spell, they are versed in all forms of law.
Before there's just a little small thing before I left because I do have the fucking vampire. Could I just specifically also find like a Titan arm vampire, kind of like a Jungsha or something like
I
that?
mean, yeah, you could potentially try. You don't really have as in like hunt down a contract for it in Mordan.
Yeah, more. Yeah, just so I have it for the spell. Essentially, I'm just trying to be like, yeah.
Do you have a is retroactive? Don't want to be a dick. Also happily be a dick sometimes.
It really
Yeah,
doesn't matter. At the end of
like getting rid of my character, putting them in.
I
it,
will
it really doesn't
I'm
matter.
out.
kill off with her head. I would say, yeah, roll me a diplomacy. You're good at that.
All right, I can do a good at that.
That's who, if you manage to ask around, find somebody that has like the contact details, basically, for summoning a Titan's Arm specialized vampire. Sure, yeah, 26. Yeah, you would have been able to get the particular summoning details of a Eastern, or in this case, Western vampire. Sure, yeah. Should you need it, you'll be able to hire Chaiko, a damn good lawyer. It will require paying in blood.
All
or
right.
if it's depending on if it's a particular flavor of vampire, possibly something else. So anyway, after divesting herself of all of her valuables and saying one last goodbye to Kit and the crew, Chaiko is marched down the gangplank. At first, when Flick coordinates with the harbor master to get everything squared away, things go very, very smoothly. So smoothly, in fact, you think you're going to be able to get off the ship and out of the town before any sort of issue starts coming up. But once you start like going through the particular paperwork, the harbor master starts recognizing some things and immediately sends off one of the stevedores to get somebody. And you already know, just with the urgency with which he was speaking, that the shake is up already. Almost suspiciously quickly. You were expecting to be spotted once you got in, but that was quick. That's almost... Flick, could you give me a sense motive?
Yes, we'll do. Sorry, just got back.
All good.
Okay. And motive. Yeah.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Damn it.
That's a 9 with a nat 1.
Nat 1.
Yeah, no, like, that is weirdly quick. It just seems like you got one of the harbor master that was really on the ball this time. Bad luck for you guys, as by the time you get things squared away and you pay for the tethering, there's already a regiment of Ashigaru. In this case, town guards lining up, coming to receive Chaiko, clapped in irons, and taking to the head. Leading the row of soldiery and guards is a rather official-looking individual. Who strides forward to confront you. As you all come off the boat, Chaiko, this individual. Yes, bots. Be gone.
This moment, bots.
Bots. Yeah, in the chat. Anyway, this individual coming forward with the tall helmet, sword at his side, and official-looking vest and robes. All gilded officiality. Approaches, stands at the ready, and says, actually, check this real quick. One second.
I doubt it, but is he familiar to me at all?
No.
I figured.
It's been a while. What was the name of your father again?
Oh, whoa, lordy.
It's been a bit since we trod on this particular.
Yeah.
story.
Hold on. I have. I think it started with an F. I think.
I think so too.
Farquad.
No.
No.
God, it's been too long.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me.
We didn't have an image for him, huh? Did we?
No, we did
No,
not.
no. There was a name for him.
A name, not an image.
Hold on. Oh. Yeah, nope. I want to say Fitzgerald, but that's not it.
No.
That's
Close,
not
but
it
not
at
it.
all.
Shorter than
Are you
that.
confusing it with
No.
Fitzmorn?
No.
Yeah, it's shorter than that. God.
Okay, I'm guessing come up with a new name real quick. Let's see.
It's Felgor, by the way.
Felgor, that's it.
Huh? How do you know, note takers?
Lynn takes notes.
Yeah.
Lynn has
One takes
16
Thank you,
notes.
Lynn. Coming in
notes.
clutch once
on-
more. Thank you, dearly. All right. Yes.
You got the dryad in there?
I don't know. Hope maybe. One can hope. But yes, this one approaches. He carries himself with an air of both officiality and arrogance as he casts a look over Chaiko to the rest of the group. Says, Kunstal Chaiko, you stand here once more upon the soil of the Yarm. You have been judged by a jury of your peers as being guilty for the mass slaughter of the people of the Festival of Crafts. This has long been decided since years. But we are a people of law, and so you shall be tried once more upon the soil here. To you, as you will face the group, I assume with Karya primarily leading her along.
Mm-hmm.
We of the Magistry are aware of you. You are suspected of harboring a fugitive for no less than 2 years. What say you in your defense?
Hmm.
They didn't know. I tricked them.
Yeah, I was about to say, Corey was about
Yeah.
to look over to Conobos because this is or Mallory because this is more of their spiel, but that's basically what he would say. We were unaware of her treachery until we had finally had it revealed. She owed us a debt. When that debt was settled, we brought her here.
The gaze he levels at you is nothing short of venomous. You waited until only after your debt with her was settled to bring her here to rightful justice, to be meted out by the people that were wronged. That seems very convenient for you.
I was needed to face down my father, and I mean no disrespect when I say
I
But
care
that is
very
not a
little for
man
your
who-
personal issues. This is a matter of arm law. This has nothing to do with your problems. This has everything to do with the slaughtered children and men and women who suffered at her hands.
Wait,
we
Mallory's there,
arrived
right?
as swiftly. Yeah, Mallory is there.
Mallory probably interject, but is it a crime for a criminal to be delivered late?
It is a crime to harbor a fugitive and to harbor a murderer.
And thus she has been bound in irons since then. She has
Fair enough.
remained in our hull.
Yeah, this is a mistake that has been corrected, has it not?
Mm-hmm.
I'm to believe that this one has been bound in irons for months since you found out about her treachery. She barely looks like she's even seen a single day on the ship. I see no
Yes, she
bruises.
hasn't. She's
I
been
see no chafing around her wrists.
Simply because we take good care of our prisoners does not mean that she has not been bound.
Is how barbaric is the East for your prisoners to be bruised even before they meet your jails.
Regardless of how dangerous she is, she would not be getting through our ship.
I find no reason to believe anything you tell me.
Then don't. You have
You
no
want to
reason
be-
to point a finger.
I have every reason. You come here onto our
Then
soil.
arrest.
Yes, I will be arresting all of you, and forthwith, under the word of the matriarchs, and as magistrate of this land, I take you all within the custody of the justice of the arm. Remand yourselves, put down your weapons, and be submitted to justice.
Annabelle, you might need to pull out that lawyer now.
Yeah, and then out comes Conobos with the vampire lawyer.
We pull out our proverbial trump card.
He was actually doing that, by the way. Like he wasn't up there with everyone yet. He would have been down the hall, like talking out talking some shit out with the vampire.
Okay. You'd also have to get the price leveled. 1 second. If if you've been doing this while everybody has been outside, then I need to do something real quick. I was not expecting Jean lawyers.
Mallory's definitely got that stare of, had it not been for the laws of this land, I would have already killed you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy.
He's very much got the same opinion, because if it were not for the laws of this land, he would have tried to kill you guys too.
Man, game meets game.
Yep.
Cannabos. Did you say you were getting this lawyer allowed?
No.
Oh. Because if you did, I was going to give you some money as payment. Chico was. Because
I don't think he's gonna take money. I think he's taking
right.
I think he's taking something else.
Cannabos summons
He's popping Cannabos's cherry as payment.
No.
Cannabos summons a juncture, which actually, it wouldn't be a juncture because they're Chinese.
Oh no, it's Hoyo all over again.
Oh my god, it's Sully! Everybody clap.
Sully, who's just here going like, I'm not trained as a lawyer. Why am I here?
Then I banish it again.
The one that is summoned is a pale-looking individual in dark and navy kimono, not unlike what Chico tends to wear, though a bit more plush and multi-layered. They're summoned into the hold, fan folded and at their chin. They look at you. They look at the dingy hold at the bottom of the ship, and they say, I don't do maritime law.
Well, we're not at sea now. It's mainly brought you here for actual Titan's Arm law.
Oh, good. I was worried for a moment. Though something me in the belly of a ship is interesting. This, I assume you just docked then.
Yes.
Which means whatever legal issues you're running into, it was contingent on you arriving here at the Arm. Which means we probably don't have very much time.
We do not.
He levels he brings up a paper parasol, which they pop open above their head and go, well, we better hurry along then. We can talk about my payment in a moment. I need to get a grip on the situation.
Does the name Chico ring a bell to you?
Not in the slightest.
Does a mass murdering kitsune at a festival ring a bell to you?
As a matter of fact, it does. I was part of the court. I studied the case that was that was accompanied with that trial some years ago. Good, wonderful. I was wondering what had happened there.
Yes, she claims she's innocent and that wasn't her doing. And now we need to figure out how to rectify that situation. Do you know anything? Do you have any insights to how we can maybe not have her head get lopped off?
I would say we push for a trial as soon as possible and then attempt to kick that up the chain as much as possible for as long as possible to buy time for a proper investigation. Unfortunately, here among the here in the Titan's Arm, it is much more a court of anecdote and word as opposed to hard evidence. Hard evidence is preferred, but usually it's a matter of trust and status in many cases.
Indeed.
We can try and levy that if you happen to have any allies here within the Arm. I would make great use of that. If you can get any people of status to speak on her behalf, and get it moved further up the chain, that will allow room for a proper investigation while the trials are happening.
There's a noble family, or at least a diplomatic family here that is friends, or at least allies with her.
Then I
And
would get in contact with them as quickly as possible.
yes, I was thinking about it as well, but we don't have a name, or at least I think we don't have a specific name of the man who first approached us.
Then I have my work cut out for me. I will move as quickly as possible. I will injunct
Indeed.
myself as strongly as I can, and I will try to filibuster their system for as long as possible, until such a time as such a time as you manage to get some more concrete evidence. I expect payment. I do not.
What do you
work
want?
I do not work for free, and I do not work with. I do not work in IOUs. You have an entire ship full of people here. I expect blood donations.
How much blood?
A pint per hour,
And,
such as the industry standard.
Mhm. Would it have been possible before we got to port for at least for me to at least like have a pint on hand?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here's payment for your first hour, and I'll hand. Was it he or she? I can't remember.
You didn't quite catch it.
Okay, I'll hand them a pint of blood.
They will take it. They'll drink up on it and say, that will do for now. Make sure your crew is well informed that the blood tithe is going to be expected. I'm fine with it being delayed, as I will more than likely be preoccupied for several hours at a time, and you will not be available to feed me. But when I return to the ship, I expect my tithe.
Of course. Sorry, wasn't here at the very beginning. This is very
You are sitting on a
interesting
powder
circumstance.
keg of an issue.
Yes, we are.
At which point they will begin pacing up the steps to exit the ship. Parasol overhead.
And I will be following them.
The parasol, from what you can see, seems to have an extra effect, or seems to itself have an enchantment upon it, where the shade it casts over the vampire is thicker and darker than normal shadow would be, providing some measure of protection, though you note that there is a hiss of discomfort from the lawyer. They are already pulling out what looks to be a notepad from their kimono and making, as they nestle the parasol between cheek and shoulder, making several notes what looks to be a long tapered piece of charcoal. I am going to be charging extra for this. And as you guys are making your way down, before you guys make your way down the gangplank, how is the rest of the group responding to the threats from the magistrate?
Kill main Burton. I'm kidding.
It's always an option.
I go full Corin Berserk. No, I'm kidding.
I thought Flick would be more of a
Well,
sneeze guy.
Plot twist, I was a barbarian this whole time. No.
That would be hilarious.
It would be fun.
So that's why he doesn't parry and riposte. That's the only thing I know. Things. But
I'd say tense on Siren's part, but trying not to show it and just kind of keep it neutral.
He's just waiting for him to touch him. He's just waiting.
Yep. Flick is doing his best to argue their case as to why, as to why they had no idea that she was a criminal, and why. And it's generally just trying to bon mot his way, like out of all of them getting arrested. He's keeping his hands off his weapons, but he's definitely becoming a much more animated and argumentative.
The magistrate is, at this point, very clearly not interested in listening. He has drawn his own conclusion. He does not think that a prisoner of any kind deserves any kind of extra comfort or consideration or good treatment, and as such is not convinced or impressed by the fact that Chaiko bears very few marks of having been imprisoned long term, at the very least in his eyes, and is progressively becoming more agitated, and finally cuts it off with, "If you do not submit yourselves now, we will be taking you in by force."
Look, probably during the whole exchange was probably just thinking to himself, "Yeah, pull the other one."
Oh, the other one.
What's it called?
Cue the vampire and Kana both coming up the stairs.
I was willing to compromise and say, oh, this traitor tricked us, but we're
Mhm.
not willing to all go into prison as a group. So as a compromise, I will be collateral and I'll go into prison with her until the trial, and if need be, everyone else can be imprisoned because I'm tied to this group, but this traitor over here isn't. But
Mhm.
I'm gonna
I
be
think
real. I don't think that would have worked. I think they would have just
No,
been like, "No,
you're-
it
we're
would
gonna
have
do
been
you're-
worth a shot. I
the
don't
big
know.
response from him would have been, "This is not a hostage negotiation. We are not letting some criminals roam free while taking some others. The trial is going to happen, and you're all going to be present for it, and you're all going into the slammer."
Mallory would have replied with, "Touch me and you will die."
I
God,
wish
we're
I
not
had
making
good
this
thoughts.
situation.
I think that's a threat on a magistrate. I think that's grounds for beheading.
How about we don't do that? Anyways, would you please introduce yourself, please?
As the spindly Armish vampire kind of glides into the middle of the situation between you and the magistrate. They unfold their fan, snapping it out in front of their face, and regard the magistrate. "Ah, one of the Silens. Such noble stock, such poor tempers." The magistrate bristles at the vampire's words. "You seek to mock my heritage?" "Oh, absolutely not, magistrate. Only bring light to your clan's inferior standing to the much more well-regarded superiors of yours. Surely you would not go so far as to say you stand above the most the most illustrious Nemo family." At which point the magistrate's jaw fixes as if wired shut for a moment as he grinds his teeth audibly from across the courtyard you are stood in. "No, the Nemo are most exalted in their dealings, and yes, we have ever much to learn from them, but still, the aspersions you cast on my house, vampire, cannot go so easily overlooked. Sure, you did not show yourself here simply to goad me while defending these criminals, one of which, I might add, has been convicted. The others, I have good reason to suspect, are in collusion with them and seek to fashion some sort of commuted sentence for the murderer. Let alone the fact that one just threatened me with harm for fulfilling my duties here on my land." Vampire nods at this, fluttering their fan a little bit more. But here on the land of the Arm, all are permitted due trial, and I believe, having gone over the case previously, Chaiko Kunstal's trial was had in absentia. And should she have put up arrest, or should she have put up resistance when arrested, either extraditiously or on Titan soil, that would have been given grounds for her to be immediately incarcerated. But here she is, turned in, willingly, I might add, with some very ill-fitting cuffs. I think you know her capabilities, and she could have very well escaped with magic, or even obliterated you where you stand. Surely you don't think the butcher of the festival couldn't have killed us all on a whim, do you? At which point the Ashigaru on the sides are pointedly looking rather jittery at Chaiko. No, I think she's here because she's turning herself in willingly. Perhaps, say it, a turnabout of conscience. And her aiders and abettors, as you accuse and allege them of being, have done nothing but lawfully turn her over. And as per the laws of this land, you are required to give them the benefit of the doubt, and Chaiko a fair trial where she is absent, or she is present to defend herself. Also, somebody's TV is playing in the background.
That's Addie's thing. It's coming
Oh,
through.
you could have told me. I would have done. Zaddy's toy was picking up my bed.
Yeah, there you go. The vampire. Oh, yes. And before I go over long on this, a pleasure to meet you. My name is. Just a show player button is blocking the last name. My name is Laibe. Isamu Laibe.
Oh.
And I will be playing at the part of the defense for both Miss Kunstal here, and by extension, her retinue, who turned her in. Lawyer Summon reminds me of the Schlock Mercenary Lawyers Guild. Yep. Whether or not they're related or not, I don't know, but the spell was included in the Veins of the Earth book, and it quite possibly could have taken some inspiration from that. I don't know. It's an OSR book. But anyway.
Oh, I love Veins of the Earth.
It's a good book. I'm very happy I got that as a present one day for my birthday, no less. But yes, Laibe smacks the fan shut in their palm and says, "So I invoke the laws of the land. I demand fair trial for Kunstal, and that the rest be allowed to go free, in no small capacity, so that they may conduct themselves, behave themselves well here within the arm, prove their character as is their given right as guests. And in the meantime, we may, through lawful channels, pursue a proper investigation into the case and a proper trial." The magistrate, Silent, again bristles and says, "An investigation on this? What are you talking about? The investigation has long since passed. The judgment has been made. She is guilty. If anything, the coming trial will last no more than a day and will be nothing but a formality." "Ah, but a formality it must be. Such is the way of things. Such is the way that the matriarchs demand it, is it not? You speak with their voice. You should know as well as I do. You have your duties to fulfill, Magistrate Mekto. I knew your father. I defended him in court once upon a time. Would not he be so disappointed to see his son not fulfilling the full letter and spirit of the law?" I thought so. Now then, dearest Chaiko, he turns to you, or they turn to you. I'm very sorry about the state of affairs, but I assure you, I will do my absolute best to get you acquitted.
this entire time, all this has been going on. Shaiko has been standing eerily still, with a very blank expression on her face, just kind of watching everything transpire. Doing so because she knows if she says the wrong thing, things will get worse.
Hmm.
So
Pleading the fifth.
she is clever enough to trick the normal average person, but when it comes to law, she knows. Yeah, she don't know that well.
Hmm.
But when was it Isamu?
Laibe, but Isamu is their last name.
My bad. Once Laibe speaks, she'll turn to them and say, "This has been expected. I thank you for taking my case, or at least trying to defend me. I do not know where you've come from or what has been promised you, but whatever it is needed for you, whatever you need that would allow you to help me more, simply ask and I shall do what I can to help you."
Well, since you've so kindly offered, all I can ask of you is to let me do my job, to listen when I speak, and they then turn to the magistrate, and anybody like that who attempts to speak to you without me present, anybody who attempts to press you for information, do not say a word to them. You are not obligated. Only before the matriarchs and before the court are you obligated to speak. If they attempt to press
Understood.
anything upon you, citing any sort of law, any sort of condition, any sort of loophole, or worst of all, threatening you, do not tell them anything.
She simply gives a nod in response to all this.
Just remember, they can beat you, they can mistreat you, they can hurl abuse at you, but you give them anything, and that will be the worst you'll have to worry about, because at the end of this trial, the only thing that awaits you is an execution.
I am very aware.
Excellent. Then I don't need to repeat myself. As he once more pats the fan into his. I keep messing up my own pronouns. They pat the fan into their own, the palm of their hand, and say, "Good." With that, I believe we are remanding Chaiko officially into the custody of into the Judiciary Corps. I will be present for all stages of this. I expect the law to be conducting themselves appropriately, and I will take great umbrage if the law attempts to separate myself and my client at any point. The magistrate is grinding his teeth, but seems to concede before looking to the guards on the side and saying, "Bring forth the magistrates." At which point Laibe will then bend over slightly to check and go, "I am very sorry about this part. This will be quite unpleasant."
She simply lets out a small sigh and prepares herself for what comes next.
What comes next is first a gag, followed by a gag where we call it is a leather fixture put into your mouth to keep your tongue pressed against the roof of it. Followed by a replacement for your shackles, which is a set of full arm binds that keep your fingers in place. And lastly, leg shackles and a collar that once it clicks shut around your neck, you feel implicitly the connection to your inner magic die. You know for a fact, deep down, you cannot even turn into a fox anymore. The magistrate speaks up and says, she will be escorted to Castle Silent, where she will await further investigation. She will await her trial. And if we're all lucky, this will be done within the day. And if I have my way, speaks Libe, we'll be moving this up to the Nebe, moving this up to the Nemo, and then maybe to the matriarchs.
You know it's funny. I'm pretty sure I'm gagged and I can't really communicate at all, correct?
Not verbally, at least.
What's it called? I don't know if someone said it, but what's it called? There's also that Dryad, the Mother Dryad ship that seems to be backing me in my corner as well. I think I don't know if
mentioned that.
Yeah, no one has. I've been listening for it. Whoops.
Whoops. Well then. The vampire twirls their parasol, or their paper umbrella, and says, now then, shall we go? The sooner we can reach the castle, the sooner we can get some of those ghastly restraints off of her. Not on your life. And unless somebody else does something, they're going to march, and they're going to leave the vicinity of town. Chaiko has left the party.
Did the vampire go with her? Just out of
Yes.
sheer curiosity. Okay.
Yes, they did.
I'm gonna then kind of just gonna look over the Flick and be like, her defendant requests a pint of blood per hour. That's that's their payment. I recommend we get started on that soon. Jake isn't here.
Oh.
Damn.
Damn it, I was muted.
Okay, yeah.
Damn it, I was muted.
Okay, good.
No, as I was trying to say, Flick, once the magistrates have earshot, he just says, what a cocky bastard he was.
Just some smaller noble trying to prove something.
Yeah, know the type. Seen him once or twice. But yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, you're
Anything to
talking
get
to
off,
one right now, anyways.
anything to get off front of this mess as quickly and cleanly as possible, the better.
Yeah, I don't want to keep them waiting. I don't want to be insanguinated next morning. So please, everyone, start bloodletting.
The blood drive.
I'll do it. Wait.
Flick just checks where his just
I
checks
feel like
his,
the guards
checks
would
his,
go
his knife.
decapitate you right now, so I wouldn't be joking, right?
Wait, what?
I feel like those guards would gladly kill you right now if they could. So.
Oh no, I'm
just-
gagged. So I can't. I can't even make that joke even if I wanted to. I don't. Guys, I think the DM doesn't like me.
What were the words you used? Do your worst. Bring it on.
No.
Have at
Those don't sound familiar at all.
me.
Bring me the horizon.
Blackveil Brides.
All I'm hearing is the DM is putting words in my mouth.
All I'm hearing is I'm putting them back.
No.
It's called eating your words. Anyway, so you all stand within the port of within a port of Lotus Beam. You have potential leads, one of which is one of the clans here within the nation state of Lotus Beam. That being the, if I remember correctly, it is the Humke clan. Might be aligned with you guys, or aligned with Chaiko. Other than that, yeah, Chaiko is on. Chaiko has left the party and is set to undergo, hopefully, due process. And you have, for as long as they can buy her time, either to acquit her, find the actual culprit, and thereby also acquit her, or break her out. Whichever it is you intend to do. Okay. So,
We have a lot of work to do.
One particularly skittish-looking guardsman comes up and turns over a slip of paper to Kanabos.
I will take it and read it.
It is a bill of due payment for the bounty of Chaiko, for Kunstal Chaiko, once the trial has gone through, and should a guilty verdict be decided and her life taken, full payment of the bounty will be issued to your group.
How much am I worth?
Yeah, how much is she worth?
About 25,000 gold.
Damn. Anyways, I think we should let her die. Joke.
I know. We fake her death.
And does it say anything else? Anything else that's poignant other than that? Other than just being like, "Hey, she dies, you get some money."
There is the line, by the grace and magnanimity of Magistrate Silent. With the great generosity of the coffers of the arm. It looks very, very sloppily and very quickly penned in calligraphy pen.
I see. I will thank the man who gave this to me before just putting it away for
He
now.
scampers off to join the rest of the march.
Awesome. If you need me, I'm going to be thinking about this whole situation in my quarters. And Carlos is going to go back inside the boat and not come out for a bit.
Excellent. Okay. Cool. Anything anybody else is going to want to try? Do, say, scream at the sky, anything on people's minds?
Going once, going twice.
No?
Something.
Flick just briefly removes his tricord and rubs his hand in the back of his head and says, "All right, on to step 2 then."
You think you guys thought this far ahead?
Step 1, bring Chaiko to the Titan's Arm to give it up, to hand her off to the authorities. Step 2, find a way to validate her innocence. Step 3. Step 4, profit.
Yeah, I think Kanabos is like the one that's currently like they just now thought this was a good idea to like
Hmm.
actually like work on just in his corner.
DM, I might need a new character sheet.
This is one of
Don't
those.
worry, Chico. If this all goes to shit, we'll just blow up the Titans.
This is
I
one of
don't
those.
wanna do
This is one
that.
of those cases where I'd want one of those like little mini desk guillotines, so I could, if we were playing physically at the table and Chico actually dies, I could roll up her character sheet, stick it in the guillotine, and let it be chopped off.
Yeah.
Lord.
Wow, you're evil.
Not as evil as some people in the past. I've had people who were like, I've had a
Yeah.
GM once who, when someone's character died, even if they had the possibility of being revived later, like we had the resources and the connections, would just straight up pick up your character sheet from off the table in front of you and just rip it in half in front of your face.
Yeah, I had a guy way back when who would burn your character sheet. Who would play? Yeah, he'd burn it and then he'd like put the little ashes in a vial.
Like, cool.
Like, all right.
So, all those items I had, I can't keep track of now.
Yeah, great.
I'm pretty sure my body is still there in game, and everybody else would have liked to have know what was on my corpse. Thanks, man.
What about
Yeah.
What about that rod of wishing? Now it's gone forever now. Thanks, guy.
Yeah, for some reason his corpse just goes up in flames. But yes, you guys gonna just like kick your feet up, have a little like vacation here in the Titan's Arm? Just go have like a spa day, go to a hot spring.
No.
We're launching
I'm about to say-
investigation.
I say, boy, if you guys don't do diddly squat, I'm breaking out and beating your asses myself.
No, I'm currently like having like Kanabos like go through like a fucking law book. Like he's cramming for a goddamn bar exam right now. In the boat.
Okay,
Oh,
he's doing
Convos, my hero.
cramming for his first legal case. Okay.
Meanwhile, maybe you could go and find the site of the incident and investigate there.
That's possible.
Uh,
that would be a little further
how
up
bad we
north. That
look.
would be in Feetsmarn, so it'll be somewhere over here. That would be a few days travel to be able to get over there.
Okay. See ya.
You guys could travel to in this economy. Yeah. Everything's going perfectly legally, Grim. Don't question it.
yes.
Yes.
What's it called?
Mhm.
The Feastmart has public transportation.
You guys do have your wagon. But yes, you guys could make your trip a quick trip north. That is a few days travel. To now, I just get what you mean for free. A couple days travel up north to go to the site where this happened. Without Chico here to guide you specifically, you'd be going off directions from people, but you could potentially find the village where it happened and investigate there. So yes, that is
Frankly,
an
I
option.
think that would probably be our best bet.
Yeah. There's that. There's potentially inquiring about that clan that might be in your guys' corner. There's supposedly an allied faction to you somewhere here within the Titan's Arm, as well as apparently a couple of feelers that would have been put out by
I'm
by
going
Valeria.
to
Hmm.
what's it called? I'm going to interject and say the group should know about the Dryad because like at bare minimum, I remember Siren being with me when that happened.
Hmm. Also, I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of the session, something was given to Karia. It was currently muted.
So yeah, right. The dagger. Well, I probably would have given it to Chico, but
Would you?
I
You completely forgot
yeah,
to.
at least I would have on the trip, yeah. At some point. I wasn't sure if they were there. Yeah,
Mm,
then again, we probably need to figure out what they were first before we traveled from the Titan's Arm. So I'm assuming that at some point they would have been checked out because I mean she was gonna get arrested. So I guess the real question is, while they were traveling, what did we find out about them? Because the lady of the house didn't tell us much.
That's a good question. I'm just wondering what, like, I was half tempted to just say the whole thing just slipped Karia's mind.
I got a knife and then I left.
And then it's like and then once Chico's gone, to only just remember, oh wait, I had this. I was supposed to give it to her.
Actually, I thought it was for Vark.
No.
Oh,
was
see,
for
I
your
actually got
friend.
confused with that. Yeah, I guess I forgot that Vark was indeed alive there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I'm going to be a dick and say you forgot to give it to Chico.
Okay.
So I have to ask now. What was the knife?
You don't know.
Cool.
It is at the very least, like Chico would know if she had seen it, that it was a throwing star of a sort. A what do you call it? What are they called?
Shuriken, kunai, star knife.
Star knife. That's it. Yes.
I was pretty sure it was a star knife.
Yes, it was a star knife.
There is a way to remedy this issue.
We
but
break into prison.
Throw it at Chico's back.
No, not really. I mean, we're not breaking into prison. But I'm sorry I missed a bit. So Chico was taken away?
Yes.
And we are just now standing around, or
basically you are left in the wake. You are in the port town. Kanavos is going and cramming Titan's Arm Law in his quarters in the ship, and Mallory brought up the potential of going up to Chico's village where the incident happened and investigating there. There's also was brought up the issue of the what do you call it? The Dryad that supports Chico, as well as the faction that supposedly is in your corner. And as Chico previously checked for and pointed out, there is a clan here within Lotus Mean that fits a description of the diplomat that approached you guys back in Vladidovsky.
Right, I remember that.
Also, Karia got a star knife from Valeria and neglected to hand it to Chico.
Right. In regards to that, can Siren, seeing the knife still with Karia, realizing he didn't give it to her, go up to him and say, I have a way of getting that to her, but we need some privacy. Can you meet me back on the ship real quick? To Karia?
I'm sorry, wait, what was the question? I totally blanked for a second.
Siren is asking if Karia will meet her back on the ship for a second.
She apparently has a way of getting the knife to him, to Chico.
Okay, then it shall be done. Oh, this is gonna look great for our case. Slipping a knife into a criminal's pocket while we're going in.
Once again, we're not the ones doing it. Don't you worry. I've got friends in high places.
Siren's gonna conscript an elemental.
Flick for his part is
Yes.
going to consider like talking with the faction that's friendly to Chico.
Okay. You're gonna have to track them down first. Could potentially be difficult. Could potentially be easier than you initially conceive. It's just a matter of trying to find them.
Right.
Well, I'm going on the ship with Cyril already.
Okay.
I suppose Flick could maybe start asking around, but then asking around would draw suspicion, especially if the magistrate and his guards are still stalking about.
Well, the magistrate and his guards have gone off to
Oh, okay.
their clan grounds to try Jaiko.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, you've already made a big show in the port courtyard, so you can't exactly draw more attention to yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go incognito. That's
What
gonna be a
it's
bit
worth.
difficult considering I'm a cat.
Wouldn't you argue that you are the most incognito? In a land of foxes, does a cat not fit in? Cats are basically foxes, right?
Oh, yes, Grim. The bounty is payable only on conviction. It stops.
Oh wait, I have the mask.
You do.
Oh, but then that's the stalker mask that has skin on it.
No, we already
It has skin on it.
we
We
waived that.
retconned
It's not made of people
That's true.
faces.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, yeah. Flick could attempt to go around incognito and start asking questions. At which point I would need a disguise roll and then a diplomacy roll.
Yeah. But while I'm doing that, if Kari and Siren want to have their scene first, then that's fine by me.
I'm curious what she's got to do, so I'm sure it'll be quick. What's your plan, Siren?
So Siren grabs Karya by the hand and joyfully skips back up the ship as Karya is behind her. I guess we'll do this in the captain's quarter. Why not? I'm sure Flick won't mind.
Also, real quick, you said disguise and stealth, right?
Yes. No.
Okay.
Disguise and diplomacy.
Oh, okay. One of those I have proficiency with, but not to worry. But yeah, keep going.
Yes. As they enter the captain's quarters, they're going to close the door behind them, and leave the crew to believe whatever they want to believe. And Siren is then going to, like, using her staff almost as like a giant drawing instrument, make like a magic circle on the ground as she pushes aside the carpet that's in there, and casts Lesser Planar Ally. I believe this is the one. There's two spells that have like the same name, but they do something different. I think this is the Lesser Planar Ally. Yes. In her prayer requesting a ally that is proficient with slipping in and out of places without being seen in order to deliver an item.
So with lesser planar ally, you can sum up to 6 HD. Which is unfortunate because a invisible stalker would, weirdly enough, be perfectly fit for this.
What's the greater version of the spell? Let me see.
It is up to 18 HD.
Would it be? Is it greater planar ally? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
What level is that spell?
It is 8th level. There's also just normal planar ally, which is a 6th level spell.
I only have up to level 5 spells right now.
So you could only do lesser.
Unfortunately, yes. If possible, if the response I get is that there is no lesser planar ally that can help you with this, then I guess we're breaking into prison.
You see, I had a very much different idea of what you were going to do. A much more dangerous and dumb one. I thought you were going to transform into a sylph. Wait, no, your sylph doesn't fly, does it? Sylph form
I
Does-
can fly, either with
Snake.
the use of a spell or as a snake. Yeah,
Mm.
but the snake is
Well,
bigger. That wouldn't be very stealthy.
yeah, no. I thought you were going to fly above and just drop it from above. That's what I thought you were going to
I
do.
can
Goes into prison
fly.
with it
I just
sticking
can't
out
go
of her hand.
invisible.
Speaking of, where is that sword that normally floats above my head?
That's a good question.
It's super slow.
No, you said you said you divested yourself of all your valuables, so we'll probably be back on the
Yeah.
ship.
floating around somewhere in the ship.
Oh no!
It's-
Check the.
It's just sunk into the floor somewhere.
I'm sure one of the kobolds doesn't get
Which
it.
which one of the kobolds has it?
I have an idea for how that turns out. Not now though. Time
Oh.
to play Kit. Yeah, time to play Kit. So yes,
Yeah, actually, are you guys at the boat?
they're in the boat. Yeah, they're in the captain's.
Yeah,
Captain's
we're in the
quarters at the moment.
ship. We're in the captain's quarters.
Cool. In the corner. You know what I get to? You know what I get to do?
Stare.
Yeah. Stare.
I will note that
Kinda
as
hot
as
minute.
as Siren begins casting this portal, this summoning spell, to Kit's eye, that knife Karya is holding has a kind of twinkle to it.
Oh no.
Something special about that knife.
Why is that knife glowing?
It hums.
What is it, like an angel killer or something?
I don't know. DM.
You don't know.
You guys haven't analyzed it yet. All you know is that Karya gets a sort of intuition that has magic in it. So we'll be ending relatively soon. It is this-
Can I do a spellcraft as Kit?
Sure. If Kit has spellcraft, Kit can spellcraft.
Yippee!
Does Kit come up and
Waddle,
like take the
waddle.
knife?
Yes, she does.
Okay, yeah, Karya. Kit comes up.
No hesitation. Just waddle, waddle, waddle. Yoink.
Comes waddling up out of the shadows and just pulls it from your hand. That's a nat 20 for a total of 33 from Kit. As soon as Kit gets this fucking knife in hand, yoinking it out of Karya's. Takes one look at it. Who are you?
I am Kit. Who are you?
I'm Knife.
Where did you come from?
That's a really deep philosophical question I was not prepared for.
Kit blinks a few times. Well, as
Are they-
Kit is talking out
No.
loud to this thing. The
Yeah,
knife
I
is-
was
Yep.
gonna say, are
you
they
don't
having
hear
an out loud
you don't hear the
conversation?
knife.
I love this. I love this visual. No. Where did you come from? Who made you come here?
I was made in a forge. Someone sold me. Someone stole me. And then they sold me. And then I was stuck in a desk. And then a pale lady took me and threw me at the big one.
Flick will not Flick. Yes, I'm Flick now. Ha ha ha.
I am the flick now.
Kit will
Huh.
look up.
I am the captain now.
Kit looks at Karya. Who gave
I've
you
been
this
mutinied.
knife?
The vampire lady of the house whom Kanabos wished to seek out.
it's talking. Why?
Well, it didn't talk to me for months.
She'll look back at the knife. What do you want? What do you need?
I don't need anything. I was made, and I suppose I'm meant
Who
to
made
hurt people.
you?
He didn't tell me his name. All I know is he felt sad and alone.
Kit will then begin to look over the knife, inspecting it, seeing if there's some sort of maker's mark on it.
Underneath, a little bit of cord wrapping on one of the blades. You see an F stamped underneath the cordage.
Who is F?
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
Hmm.
I think Kit would be familiar enough with Chaiko's obsession to recognize that stamp.
I had a feeling it. Surely not, right?
Surely so.
Felgor.
Felgor. Felgor sounds right. That's an F.
Karia will look up. God, I'm.
Oh,
You're
you're just other
Kit
people
is
today.
everyone. The whole kit and caboodle.
Kit will look up to Karia and go, "Why do you have this knife?"
I was given it, the vampire woman from far back before we left. Several months back. I just must have forgotten.
Wh-
Who made
It was
you?
just given to you. That's it.
Yes, thrown at me.
Is this true knife?
Yeah. Who made you?
Chaiko.
Chaiko. He said that name a couple of times. Yeah.
That would make sense. That is her father.
Huh. What do you need of me?
Chaiko is in danger by law. Currently trying to find a way to save her.
It is at this point I think the summoning circle finishes. As divine energy coalesces and a little portal is ripped open in space and time with the sound of a thunderclap as stepping through is a squat aquamarine colored figure with bat wings, a long hooked nose, long fingers like claws, and a pair of overalls and a flat cap as it steps through, dripping what you can only describe as opalescent slime.
Is it the same method from before?
Not exactly. Previously the other one was like seawater composed. This one's dripping some sort of goop. You needed an infiltration specialist. I'm here.
Oh, are you with the MILFs?
Yeah, I'm from MILF. What can I do you for?
I need that item, and she points to the knife, which she now realizes, because she wasn't paying attention to the conversation between Kit and Karia, she now realizes is in Kit's hand, and goes, I need
Yep.
that item delivered to Chaiko. And then she relays a description of Chaiko. She says she's wearing such clothing and her hair is like this and her skin tone and her features, her nose and cheekbones.
All right.
Who is incarcerated. So you should not be seen delivering this to her. It should not be known that she has this.
All right, can do. As he kind of like toddles over towards Kit, like just about a foot shorter than Kit is, and then kind of like goes to grab the star knife from her.
It will pull the knife away for a moment.
Nah.
And
His hand will
say,
miss it and clench around air.
why do you wish? She'll look up to Siren and go, why do you want to give her this knife? If it gets found on her, it is going to be very much worse for her.
This is true, but it
Where
was
is she
intended
going
for
to
her.
put it?
In her sleeve? Was it not intended for her to have, as was the plan from before, or at least as was the intention of, I forget the name of Desmond's mom.
Valencia. Valeria. That's it, Valeria.
Yes, Valeria. I was gonna say Valencia. Valeria.
Valencia is like sister.
Right. Valenciaga.
Down phone.
Would I know, would I know of a way that Chaiko would be able to hide this on her, or
Not without
is it
magic
really?
and not with bound arms.
Now that you
That
mention
also
it,
leads into the question of, do we know what type of magic is on this thing? Because it could be a concealable knife. We don't
Good
know.
question, actually. With
I
that
have a-
spellcraft check, the knife itself, well, you now know it to be intelligent.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is layered with some sort of evocation magic, from what you can tell, as well as a, what do you call it? A conjuring magic. This thing is built to fly silent as possible. It is built to hurt as much as possible when it hits. And it's made to return.
It will immediately unsheath it and throw it just across the room at nothing in particular.
It will plant in the wall of the captain's quarters and then reappear in her hand a couple seconds later. That was satisfying.
I see.
Oh,
Kit will then look at more so at Siren and Karia. Just stare.
The
could you
method
try?
will once more attempt to get it out of your hand. It's like, look, kid, I don't make the rules. I've been hired to do a job. Stop interfering with my work.
Wait, one moment. As she pauses,
And
motions for the method to pause.
Stops and just kicks his little clawed foot.
Kit, can you try concealing it?
What is concealing in this case? Is it just hide knife in sleeve, or
Like,
is there?
try concealing it as if you were in Chaiko's position. Like, hold it behind your back and try and hide it on your person.
Can you? Well, actually, no. Kit wasn't there, so she doesn't know exactly what Chaiko was bound, right? So, what's it called? Get me shackles.
Siren will produce a piece of leather. What do I even call it? Like a leather string, like a long thing piece, leather cord that she pulls off of her somewhere. on her clothes or from her satchel, maybe a piece that was hanging off already because her satchel's old. And it goes to bind Kit's wrists.
Okay.
With with Kit's wrists bound, she'll then kind of attempt to take said knife and try to put it in her sleeve the best that she can.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
There we go. Where is your sleight of hand? Oh please, wait, where is it? Sleight of hand, sleight of hand, sleight of. There it is. Why does Kit have such high sleight of hand?
Because you've
Because of
reworked her
dexterity?
90 times.
That's a little concerning. I don't.
Mm.
I was expecting.
Another nat 20 for a 31.
Wow.
With the bound hands, Kit like takes the star knife in hand, kind of like with her incredibly small, normally not terribly agile fingers, proceeds to then slide it across the backs of her hands and then sending it deep, disappearing into her sleeve. And then again, once more, arms bound in front of her with the star knife gone.
I'm really. Yeah.
Well, you were pretty good at doing that. I wonder if Chaika would have the same level of success.
That was a mistake.
Oh, you see, I was really hoping for like a 2, 3, something really
2.
low.
That'd have been funny. Bill puts it in her sleeve. She puts her arms down and it just clacks onto the ground again.
Do you see as a knife on me?
No, I don't actually. It looks like it just disappeared. But it's not because of the knife, it's because of your ability, right? Or is it an invisible knife?
Kit will then. So whereabouts is the knife?
Somewhere like up your sleeve, close to your armpit.
Kit will then kind of just shake and plop to the ground.
Oh.
I imagine it is not invisible. I am merely, due to my unique construction, I am able to hide it better. I do not think Chaiko would be able to do such a thing.
So I might need to hear what? You want the thing? You want the thing delivered? You don't want the thing delivered? Am I not even necessary here? What's my purpose?
Well, it was supposed to be with Chaika, but... And she turns to Karia. What was her intention with giving it to Chaika? Do you remember? Do you know?
I was told literally nothing, only that she might need it.
Does she know that we were putting her in prison intentionally?
She was aware. Which
So
only
she-
confuses me more, as they would hand her a knife, which makes me believe it would be something that could be concealed.
It is
Well-
meant for her. I shall hold it. When we see her again, I shall give it to her.
And with that, my union regulated time here for the briefing has expired. I will be saying my way out. I will be leaving a bad review on all of you. Goodbye, is, and disappears in a cloud of slime.
Listen, all I'm saying is if Chaika was there, little buddy might have been a little nicer.
She's gonna look at the Mephit and say, One moment. And
Oh,
she's going
Mephi's gone.
to. Oh, damn.
Yeah, he dipped. We took too long giving him the order, so he went to go to a new person or something.
He just dismissed himself. There's now like a thin coat of slime on the ground. That was an ooze method, by the way. Anyway. Kit has stated to her intention to hold onto the star knife until they see Chaiko.
She said she will be back.
And with that, I'm going to redirect focus very quickly before we end session. Flick, who is skulking around the port in a
Yes.
disguise with an alternate face.
with my nat 20 disguise roll.
Yep. And a 29 on your diplomacy. You start poking around. And you start asking some pointed
Becoming way
questions.
downtown.
Mm-hmm.
You're the reason why I rolled 20s.
As you ask around, you start asking about, like, hey, so there's apparently this clan of diplomats in the area. Apparently like telling a good story. You know where I could find them? Something along those lines.
Okay, can I send a message to Valeria? A sending message.
It might be difficult. You're not very familiar with her.
Oh, I wasn't there, huh?
Nope.
Can I? Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. Here's something cool. Oh, where is it? It's a lower level spell, I think. It's a spell that allows you to give someone else a spell to cast. Oh, what was it called? Imbue with spell
Tell me.
ability. Oh, it's a domain spell. But I think the a creature with an intelligence score of at least 5 and a wisdom score of at least 9. Only cleric spells from the schools of abjuration, divination, and conjuration. What is sending?
Sending is evocation.
Damn it.
Won't work, unfortunately.
Okay, well, you know what I'm gonna do then. She's gonna turn to Karya and say, Karya, to the best of your ability, can you describe Valeria to me? And also give me her full name.
Believe did she give us her full name? Yes, she did.
She did.
Yeah. It was
So I was in the middle of doing a scene with Blake.
Yes, so we should go back to that because we have to go back to that. So go back to that.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
We go back to that.
As I'm slinking my way through town.
Start asking questions.
Yeah.
And you're bounced here and there. So this guy knows a guy. This guy also knows a guy. This guy knows a guy who knows a guy.
Flick is essentially being all like, listen, I heard about what happened with that one girl Chaka, looking into it.
Okay. You eventually wind your way through streets and alleys, talking to people, until eventually you seem to ask the right question to the right person. They seem to be a younger woman wearing long blue robes over white pants. and a blade at her side. As she regards your question, she regards your inquiries, and goes, I believe I know who you are talking about. Do you wish to find an audience with them?
If you can arrange that, that'd be nice.
I could do this.
Oh.
My
Or at
fiance.
the very least, if you know someone who can.
My fiance is one of them.
Might they be that?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Where might they be at? And who might they be?
That would be the Humka tribe, the Humka clan. They reside further to the west. They are nestled against the eastern, the middle band of mountains that descend down further. They find their clan home at the bend of the mountain range. It is some days' travel from here, and it is it is unfortunately close to the home grounds of the Silent clan. But I can arrange for it, and I could even see about passage there if you should wish it. You are a foreigner, that is no doubt. You will have trouble passing through these lands.
And that much is true. If possible, if I were to bring along, say, a companion or two, would you permit them travel as well?
I could, though it is hardly mine to permit. It is not my clan lands, and it is not my permission to give.
Whatever can be arranged, it'd be quite helpful. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Quite, yes. I come from further to the south. My name is Wishma, of the Tutula clan.
Let me meet you, Mishima.
Make up. Image
Call
and name.
me. Out of character, do I just give her my actual name, or do I just give her an alias?
That's up to you.
You're here on your own, man.
Go, I give you my blessing. Create an alternate identity.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll pull this out of the old bag of tricks. In the place of a name, they call me Swift.
Swift. I'm curious, Monica. Fine. Okay. We will play this game.
Swift talk.
Well then, Swift. I have business in these lands, and I cannot myself permit you passage. But I have a friend who could help you. He's well regarded, and he is respected. And most importantly, he is not connected to any one particular clan or their politics. And he could bargain you passage.
You're able to get me in touch with him, and that'd be nice. I would appreciate that.
I can do this.
I and my companions, for that matter.
She seems to kick you with a long, regarding look before saying, something troubles you when you come during troubling times.
That much is true.
Unrest is brewing in the arm. And it's more than just this outburst today.
What have you heard? What's the word on the street?
A few things. Most likely not relevant to what you're interested in. But some clans have been moving in the background, and there has been dark tidings. My clan in particular is one that is busied itself for a very long time with the guardianship, particularly of the spiritual kind of the arm. My intuition tells me that you will endeavor your best to help restore balance to our fair nation. And spirits, they seem to like you.
Really?
Spirits of water seem to speak well of you. But yes. Look for a man by
I
the name
figures.
of Doshka. Ask him by name,
Doshka.
and you will find him. All know his name here, and all know his peculiarities. Find him, and you will find passage. Very few families will seek to stand in your way.
Understood.
Though do be
Thank you
warned,
for this.
his eccentricities are not always to your benefit. And he's a man of poor health. Do be kind with him. and
Rest assured,
patient.
rest assured, I and my companion are no strangers to eccentricities.
Then you'll have no trouble. I wish you much luck, Swift Hawk. Spirits guide you.
And may they guide you as well. Thank you.
Okay.
Little curtsy, and he slips away. Once
And
again.
Wishma will herself linger there for a time before moving on.
A very important question.
Where?
Did Flick have that amulet on?
Which one?
Are you talking about the? Are you talking about the?
Oh, the
amulet?
testicular amulet?
Yep.
It would have made him stand out if he did.
You know what? That's very true.
I don't think he would have had it on, but it would have been so funny. It would have been. It would have been like
Standing
that one,
there
what
with
was it,
fucking brochacho chest while
that one
trying to
what
be
was it, that one-
incognito.
It would have been like that one gumball gif where it's just fucking Giga Chat walking slowly.
Whoa. Anyway, yes. So,
Giga Chat flick.
with that scene finished, any final things from Siren? Because I did cut you off there, but I wanted to get that done. It would seem. I don't know if they're busy at the moment. Seems so. Frey, you there?
Yes. Sorry, I was trying to unmute again.
Okay. Is June there?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Okay, cool. So the three of you were in the captain's quarter. You, Karia, and Kit. Any final things there before we end session?
I don't think so. I think Kari would have just given her name, her look, general idea of how she acted, and just kind of
Okay.
passed it along. We don't have to.
Okay, that is a bit of a weak thing in terms of familiarity with a character. Because usually familiarity is like you've seen them, you've heard their voice, you've like at the very least passed them on a street, and you've committed their look to memory.
Yeah.
As such, I'm going to give it a 50-50 chance the spell does not work.
Well, you know what? Cannabis went and talked to her, right? I think
Yes.
sending. I wonder if Cannabis has access to sending.
It's a good question. And potentially it's one that will have to be left for next session then, because he is not here. He had to go because he is both exam times right now and also
And I think
he
he
had a
had
headache.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still gonna try sending, but if it doesn't work, let's see. Cannabis is
He
a.
does not have it on him. He does not have the spell learned. So yeah, you'll have to try it yourself.
Okay.
Okay, one's is heads, two's is tails. Call it.
Hills.
Heads. Spell
Fuck.
fizzles. You try
I
to.
try again with another spell slot.
You may try. Let's go gambling.
Let's go gambling.
Heads or tails.
Tails.
Hey, Flick, can you check
There you
in
go.
Simple Pass real quick?
Ah.
What message do you send?
Let's see. Is with 25 words.
Let's see.
Wait, what happened
Thank
in
you for
time?
that.
Let's look in Simple Path if you want. His incognito way through the arm.
It would have been so funny.
But yes, the message I'm sending to Valeria is Valeria, I am with Cannabis and crew. Chico is imprisoned. Please explain why and when she needs the star knife. Let's see, that was 5, 10, 15, 20. I think I have 5 words left. Also, I hear you're pretty.
Hmm.
That's my message.
Oh, CRM.
Flex the arms.
You
Oh, God,
found the
Grim,
gift.
Grim, that would be mean of me to do. Hmm.
What?
Compound words are still words, Grim.
Oh, like you are.
No, like as in German style, where it's like you can have a single word in German that is literally just 20 different words stapled together into one.
Oh.
It is a
German sounds efficient.
That-
Hello, how are you doing today?
Mhm.
Orange
That-
Monkey Eagle.
Puppenfahrten.
What is it?
Actually, yeah, that means speaking in German. If you just have a bunch of
Only if you're
words
doing
stapled
technical
together
speak,
to make
because
one word.
Rindfleischetiketten und Überwachungsaufgabenübertragungsgesetz won't really get you very far in terms of actually trying to communicate with somebody.
That's true. Sending is a cheat code in other languages.
Except magic isn't just a rote thing. It is going to slap back if you try and abuse it. Rules are there for a reason. And magic is alive.
It reminds me of that one particle. I forget what it is, but like
The God particle?
I legitimately don't know. It's like the waves fluctuate if you're looking at it compared to when you're not looking at it or something like that.
Oh, that's just like, what do you call it? Any like subatomic particle. It's subject to observation bias. No, that's not the word for it, but
Nah. Then yeah, that's
Oh,
what I mean. Then.
when you said particle, I thought you meant in terms of grammar,
No.
like particles in grammar.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm a little. I'm weird,
it's
but
called
not
the
that weird.
observer effect. It's how like the state of a particle alters just by the simple fact that you're looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, anyway. Because even like the photons bouncing off of your eye and like then bouncing off of the atom or like the subatomic particle changes where it is and how it's behaving. So yeah, just observing in its own way is influencing it. But yes, trigger wild magic searches by overloading ascending spell. That would be funny. Just every word is packed end to end as a compound word, and the sending spell just fucking Tower of Babel's the area near you for the next hour.
Oh no.
But no, you communicate to Valeria. And in essence, it was like, why did you send the star knife along? Oh, so you're pretty.
Yeah, like I'm with the crew. She's imprisoned. Why and when did you want her to have this knife? And you're pretty.
It's of special importance to her. Your friend forgot, didn't he? It's fine. You'll figure it out. Also, thank you. I work hard on routine.
I've got to get her routine. Right. Well, and she will relay the message back to Kit and Karya. Yes. And say, well, I don't know if she intended for her to have it while being incarcerated. It might be a great idea, it might be a bad idea if they found it on her. It's not an invisible knife, it just teleports back to you. Instantly, it seems.
Also, Grim attempted to get to buy to buy you calling the wrong number. Wrong Valeria.
Thanks, Grim.
It's okay, I didn't.
What's it called? Imagine that was sent to Karya's dad.
To Grim, I'll say, blessings or curses be upon you. You don't know which one.
When a priest does
Grim,
that,
in
you
5
worry.
days. In 5 days,
5
we'll begin the
days.
In
call.
5 days, something really good, or really bad will happen to you. You don't know which.
Unless you send this message
gotta-
on to 7 other people.
You
have to-
just
you have to-
forward it through email.
Yep, you have to roll a d2 on the day it happens.
Yeah.
Or actually,
Schrodinger's
no, flip a
curse.
coin.
Yeah.
Schrodinger's curse. But a coin is basically
But,
a D2. Technically a D3 if you want to be semantic. Or pedantic.
Yes.
What do you
but
mean? There's already a d3.
Weirdly enough.
Yeah. Anyway.
Siren will just say, let's stick with Kit's plan. Let's just have her hold on to it until a better moment where it becomes more clear that we should have it sent to Chaiko. I'll try and figure out a way to magically keep an eye on her and keep tabs on her just to make sure that, they really keep their word and they're not going in there right now to execute her. I can scry on her every so often.
So Grim,
I could have
Grim says luck in brackets be upon ye too.
luck in brackets. Luck asterisk.
Mm-hmm. Luck slash S.
Luck is stored in the.
Anyway, so I think that's session for the day. Thank you very much for playing, for sticking around. We are overtime because we started late today.
Mhm.
And with that,
Well, thanks for running.
there goes
Thank you for
Lynn.
sesh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for playing. We are now in the Titan's Arm. We are now dealing with all of that. Look forward to the politics that come with that because it's not going to be pretty.
What's it called? Dearest DM, I have 2 questions.
Mm-hmm. I may have 2 answers.
What? Can you send me what the knife is? Because it's returning, obviously.
Yeah.
And then it was something more deadly or something like that.
Yep. Yeah, more damaging. I will get that to you at a later point after I have
That's
gotten some sleep.
fair.
Yes.
I mean, you can send me. Well,
Mm,
and then
Second question.
yeah, that knife. How suspiciously useful that knife is, huh?
Very suspect. Anyway,
That's all.
that is all. Thank you guys very much. I will see you guys next time. Probably not Frey though, because he's busy that weekend, like some sort of fucking person
No,
has a life.
so I actually should be here. Yeah, so the way that it works is I guess the thing I'm going to is done at noon. So I that's an hour before session, and knowing
Okay.
what time we usually start, an hour and a half, so I'll probably have enough time to get home, if not be just a teeny bit late.
Okay, good. And the week after that?
Week after that, I'll definitely be gone.
Gotcha. All right. Fucking life haver. All right.
Yeah.
That goes.
Gary
Thank you very
will.
much for thank you very much for being here. Those who stayed, those who didn't. I love you all very much. You're all wonderful. I need to go get some sleep. Goodbye.
Good night. Thank
Bye.
you.
Woohoo!